So let's continue working with this example. And you can see that the return value of this is recipe. We define this into the cocktail API. You can see here we return a recipe. So we have recipe right here. Then we have recipe. Then we have drinks. And always when you click here, it's going to return only one recipe. So the position is going to be always 0. So I'm going to remove this. And we're going to add a comment. Displays single recipe into a modal. So we're going to use user interface. And we're going to create a new method. It's going to be called display single recipe. And we need to pass the recipe and a dot, then recipe again, then drinks, which is the name of the array, and then the position 0. So we're going to pass the recipe object. So I'm going to copy this name and I'm going to open the user interface. And let me add this before the print message. So we have, for example, the display ingredients, display with ingredients, and everything is going to be like this. So we're going to display single recipe, and we're going to add the method display single recipe. This is going to take a recipe. A single recipe is going to be passed right here. If you take a look here on the ingredient.html, on the bottom you can see we have this ID recipe. So there are two things that we need to make first. I'm going to open the user interface.js and I'm going to scroll to the top. And right here where we have this get recipe, we need to link this button with this modal. This is the way that Bootstrap works. So we need to add right here a data target. Data target is going to be equals to recipe, like this. And this is going to connect this recipe with this modal. So if you take a look here on Chrome, for example, if you add vodka again, let's make a search, and you click here, this is going to open the modal, but you can see it's empty. Click in this one and also it's empty. And this is because the modal that we have here is empty. So we need to find a way in the user interface to add the information inside that modal window. And if you take a look here again, this is going to be the last one, you can see that we have this modal title variable. So we can use this. And also we have some other variables right here. So for example, we have the preparation and the description, we have the ingredients, everything is right here. So we're gonna use this recipe. This one is containing all the information, and we're gonna inject the code. So let's start working. We're gonna get the variables, and we're gonna call this one const. It's going to be modal title. It's going to be equals to document.querySelector, and we're gonna select this modal title. So this is a class. So let's add a dot and modal title. I'm gonna add a comment because I'm gonna add another const variable. This is going to be modal description. So this is going to be document.querySelector again. And we're gonna look for a description text. So you can see we have description text right here. And this is inside our modal body. So we're gonna add dot modal body, and let me copy this description text class. So we have both variables right here. If we console log the recipe that we are taking into this method, let me show you something. Tequila, and we're gonna click here. And let me inspect the code. You have to click in one of these. So this is going to return the object. And we want to print the name of the drink. It's going to be this str drink. And also the instructions. So it's going to be this one. So let me remove this. And we're going to set the values. It's going to be equals to modal title and a dot inner HTML. So this is going to be equals to recipe and a dot. And we're going to pass this str drink. So str drink. And then we're gonna add modal description dot inner HTML. It's going to be equals to recipe and a dot. and we're gonna use this str instructions key from the JSON response. So save this, and let's make a test. Vodka again, click here, and you can see we have this recipe, click here, and you can see we have the title and we have also the preparation. Close this and let's open another one. You can see we have the new title and the new preparation. And for example, let's click on this one, and you can see that we have different information for each of these. So this is working just fine. You can see we also have these ingredients. So let's see how we can print the ingredients. And we're gonna add a comma, and we're gonna create a tier variable. So comma, and we're gonna add modal ingredients. And here I'm missing an I in uppercase. So this is going to be equals to document.querySelector, and we're gonna select for this list group inside the ingredients list. So we're gonna use this class, open the user interface. You can also add modal body if you want, modal body. This is going to be more specific. Then ingredient list. And finally, we're gonna use this list group. So we're gonna inject the code right here. So this is going to be the selector, and here on the bottom, we're gonna display the ingredients. If you remember, we already write a method called display ingredients. So I'm gonna scroll to the top. You can see we have the display ingredients, and this one takes a single recipe and is going to format everything. So we're gonna use that. I'm gonna, again, if you remember, this is returning a value, so it's going to return the ingredients template. So we're gonna use the following: let ingredients list is going to be equals to this, because we're gonna access a method that exists on this same class. So we're gonna use display ingredients. Display ingredients takes an object with a recipe, and we're gonna pass this one right here. So this one was passed into this function, but you can also pass this into another function. There is no problem with something like that. Finally, we're gonna add modal ingredients. We're gonna use .innerHTML, and this is going to be equals to ingredients list. And I think you can also, for example, remove this and cut this like this. And this is going to be a more shorter way. So let's save everything. Let's make a search. We're gonna make a search for tequila, get cocktails, and I'm gonna close this. Click here, and you can see we have the ingredients, and we have a list of the ingredients. We have the name, we have the preparation, and we also have the ingredients. So remove this, and let's scroll. Let's click on this one. You can see we have the name, the different preparation, and also different ingredients. So this is really nice. This is working exactly as we might expect. You can see it's filtering and displaying all the different recipes. So this is working just nice. So we have finished two sections: cocktail by name, cocktail by ingredients. So let's continue working in cocktail by category. So let's continue working in the next video.